Hey again. I wanted to have some real talk, and it boils down to letting you know why you are stronger than your abuser. And I want to point out to you what's going through their mind when they're harassing you, attacking you, gaslighting you, hoovering you, complimenting you in a backhanded way, just the different techniques that they have. So when it comes down to, we've all learned the term narcissistic, which is either way it's a bully or an abuser. So when it comes to these people, you might think that they're big badasses, right? No, they're like small children who can't control their emotions. They have angry outbursts. They don't like to be wrong. They will throw temper tantrums. I mean, I've witnessed a variety of narcissists. They'll punch holes in the walls. They'll put their hands on you. I have been through a lot myself, and I've shared in other stories, situations that go on. So let me just give you a couple examples. So you tell somebody something, and you kind of stand in your power, right? This person who is powerless puts on this big facade saying, I'm the powerful one. And they will actually fight you. And if they can't get to emotionally manipulate you, they will put their hands on you, especially if they're bigger than you. Because, like I said, my ex was 6'5". I'm 5'1". He had no problem trying to put me in my place, almost like a warden in a prison. You know, like he was the God of all gods, and I had to listen. I had no rights. I could not stand up for myself, certainly could not speak up for myself, could not help others around me. He controlled every aspect of my life, and he did that by putting his hands on me, putting fear into me, taking away my power, placing ownership over me. And honestly, I didn't see that I allowed it. I didn't see that I had a choice. So, like I was saying, when it comes down to you prove them wrong, right? You no, that's not right. Oh, good Lord, you called them out, and they will go to tear you down. They will go to embarrass you the way you have just unintentionally done to them. You don't mean anything by having a conversation. We're adults. We should communicate. We have the right to disagree. All of us have the right to our opinion. So when somebody sits there and tells us, no, how dare you, I'm right. Be right if you need to be right in your mind. Doesn't mean I have to agree with you. You know, just like when it comes to them tearing you down, they're trying to take your value away from you, because if they can take their value away from you, then they can essentially maintain that finger on you, right? They can hold you down. They will always be above you, and they need this validation. Why do they need this validation? Because at some point in their childhood, they were hurt in such a way that they could not cope with the pain. It was either from a parent. It was somebody who they loved and trusted. That person that they loved and trusted has now broken their trust. They don't trust anybody in the world. So these people will become excessively brute and forceful. And, you know, I was in a hotel over the weekend and my car had broken down, and I'm hearing through the walls this guy screaming at these kids that are just, ah! And they would sit there and keep reacting to his behavior, and the whole time he's telling them, just sit down, shut up, sit down, shut the fuck up. You know, and these are little kids. And I'm thinking in my mind, all the baby wants is attention, to be hugged, to be loved, to be nurtured, right? They want the security that the man that was yelling at them did not have as a child. And the sad thing is, he was taught by somebody else to be the villain, to maintain control with abuse. And it's just like when you try to train a dog. I know this isn't the best comparison. People might find this offensive, but there's people that can train animals by giving them treats, giving them hugs, giving them great job, you know, showing them that they're doing a great job. And then there's the other ones that have to, I said no, and they throw a fit, and they make this animal fearful. But the thing with that is, you cannot get the same result by putting fear into something. Now it's only being subjective because it is afraid of you. That is not something to be proud of. If you have to exert your force over because your size, come on now, that is a weak note. So whoever's going through the abuse right now, know how powerful you are. Know that the person you're dealing with, and I'm not saying call them out on this, by all means do not call an abuser out on their abuse. I made that mistake. It actually makes them increase their attack because now they realize they're losing power. So it's not you don't want a relationship that's a battle of power. You have the right to own your power. Do not let anyone take that away from you, because when it comes down to it, like I said, my whole life I was like, here's my power, you can have it. And it started with a simple from somebody else. And that action in itself was stunning. It made me realize, oh my God, I feel pain. And when that person actually tried to take my life from me, the fear that engulfed me was ridiculous, to where it crippled me in a way. I became debilitated in every aspect of life. I couldn't make decisions. I couldn't leave the house alone. I didn't know what I was safe wearing. I didn't wear makeup because I was told not to. I let somebody take away my freedom as an adult. And the more I watch this happening to my children and understanding, I'm their guardian. I'm here to protect them and lead them into a way that they can function and be happy and healthy on their own. Nobody needs to control another human being, and it makes it hard. So, hold on. So, don't know exactly where I left off, because you know how conversations go. I was actually just hearing about the cost of living up in Seattle, which was insane. But anyways, back to the abuser trying to take your power because they have no power. And it baffles me how people can, I myself did it, allow somebody to get you so lost in yourself, so engulfed in fear. And let me tell you, this is the devil's work. The devil, and I hate calling it the devil just because I don't like to call it God either. They're not responsible for anything. This is the matter of positive and negative. When it comes down to what you open yourself up to, positive or negative energy. That negative wants to pull you down and make you feel really heavy and that positive wants you to just like, oh, it's floaty and airy and possibility of space and I feel great. When you're confined in negative, it's like you can't get anything off of you and everything's fighting for power. So if you look at it on an anatomical scale, it's actually something fighting to be whole, fighting to be a part of a whole, but it has nothing to offer because it doesn't fit in what it's trying to take over. I don't know if that made any sense to anybody. But just understand, someone's trying to take your power, push them away. And I want you to say, I call back all of my power. It belongs to me. Be assertive. Let the universe know I will not stand for being robbed on an energetic level, because the person that's robbing you, you're actually just giving it to them. And I know it hurts to be hit. Believe me, I've been there. I know that it can place you in that debilitating feeling when someone actually has the audacity to try and take your life. But understand, you're dealing with basically a lost soul. Something that is going to fight and battle. What are they battling for? Your essence, because they have none. This comes down to Darwin of survival of the fittest. None of us apply any of these intellectual thought processes that we learned about in school. I don't even know if they're still teaching this in school. But when it comes down to it, be the strong one. Survive. Do not let the abuser keep abusing you. Do not let the abuser keep bullying everyone around you. And understand, you are protected if you will just open up yourself to that higher vibration and you start giving gratitude and praise and thanks. Also understand you have karma that you're going to have to clear out. And it's rough. I've been there. I know this. But don't beat yourself down and say, I quit. I give up. I can't do this. Because when you give up, guess what? The abuser won. And guess what? They're growing in number every single day because people are so afraid to fight. And it took me a long time to stand up and fight the good fight to take back my rights. But I'll be damned if any asshole is going to come and manipulate me out of my power ever again. And if all I can do is keep sharing my story to encourage you, to help you understand, you have a right to make your own choices, to stand in your own power, to use your own mind, to be creative, to follow your own dreams, to love your children, to love the world around you, to embrace the world so it will embrace you back. You have all of these rights, and nobody has the right to take that away from you. They can try. Believe me, they will try. But all you have to do is, that ain't my energy, that belongs to you. I send that back, I take mine back, because I'm not switching places with you. You don't have the right to take what is unrightfully yours that was given to me, because I am who I am and you are who you are. We might all coexist together, but we are not the same. We do have the right to have those rights. So I'm going to leave it on that note, and I am going to send you out in peace, love, and light. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.